This is the first of three videos about pronouns. Pronouns are words that you can use to refer to someone or something, and that includes abstract things, events, etc. They don't have much content themselves. You often need to work out what they mean from the context in which they are used. So if you take a sentence like he made it, you've got he and it, those are pronouns. But if you think about what that sentence means, well, all you can say is that there is some male individual who made something. Yeah, you really need the context to work out who he refers to and what it stands for. Okay, the class of pronouns is a closed class. And remember, from prepositions, that means that you can't easily add a new word to the class. Yeah, you can't just make up a new pronoun. But having said that, there are quite a lot of pronouns, and we can distinguish 8 subcategories. Now, the one that you may be most familiar with are what we call the personal pronouns, and they are words like I, you, us, they. But in addition, you've got a subclass of possessive pronouns: yours, hers, ours, theirs. Yeah, note that they've got that s at the end. You also have got demonstrative pronouns: this, these, that, those. Now they look very much like the demonstrative determiners, yeah? But the big difference is that when you have this as a determiner, it's got to be followed by a noun. When it's a pronoun, it occurs by itself. A fourth category of pronouns are the reflexive pronouns, so words like myself, herself, yourselves. We also have reciprocal pronouns: each other and one another, and there are only 2 reciprocal pronouns. As you can see, they both consist of 2 words, so we can say they are compound pronouns. But they operate, of course, as one lexical item in the sentence. A further category is relative pronouns: which, who, that. These introduce what are called relative clauses. We'll look at those a bit, we'll look at all of these actually in a bit more detail in the 3rd video. We also have interrogative pronouns: which, who, what. They ask questions. Yeah? And you can see that you've got a relative pronoun which and an interrogative pronoun which. So there are 2 different words which, at least. Yeah. Then the last category is indefinite pronouns: words like someone, something, nobody. Okay. Now, how can we recognize pronouns? Now, the general rule of thumb that you can use is to say, if you can replace a word other than a noun with a pronoun, yeah, such as you or it, then it must be a pronoun as well. Yeah, that's also because you can replace pronouns with a proper noun, and you can replace proper nouns with pronouns. Yeah, so that's why we have to say if you can replace a word other than a noun with a pronoun. Where do we find pronouns? Well, if you take Mary likes John, I just said you can replace proper nouns with pronouns, and this is where you find them. So Mary likes John, she likes herself, somebody likes those, they like each other. So all those underlined words are pronouns, and they occur in the position of the proper nouns. Now, in general, we can make that a bit more general and say, well, actually they occur when noun phrases can occur. And that already shows you that Mary and John must be noun phrases as well as just proper nouns. Now, pronouns can't replace common nouns. So if you've got something like the little cat, you can't say the little it. Yeah, because the little cat as a whole is a noun phrase, so that you can replace with a pronoun. So you can say Mary likes the little cat, Mary likes it. Okay, well, I said, well, it's places where proper nouns can occur, that's where pronouns can occur, and where are they? Well, there are 3 positions in a sentence, or rather 3 functions in a sentence, where we find proper nouns, where we find pronouns and noun phrases. Yeah, so subject, someone slept, dot 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 slept. Direct object, John saw dot dot dot, John saw it. And as object of a preposition, to, it, with me, behind them. Okay, now how do we find those different positions in the sentence? Well, to find the subject, you can do the subject test, and that goes as follows. You find the verb in the sentence, or the verbs, then you say who or what, verbs, rest of sentence, and the answer will be the subject. So if you've got a sentence, the old lady crossed the road, you can ask who or what crossed the road, or who crossed the road, and the answer is the old lady. A painting of the Queen was stolen. What was stolen? A painting of the Queen. Yeah, and that's exactly where the pronouns go. Yeah, so you get she crossed the road, it was stolen. So they are the subject. Now objects, yeah, we talk about the object position as a position following a verb or a preposition. So Mary ate it. Ate is a verb, and you get it following it, and that's the direct object. We can also have something like John talked about her. About is a preposition, her follows it, and so it's the object of the preposition. And that's where we find pronouns. Yeah, so in subject position, in direct object position, and in the object of the preposition position. And that's it for this video.